Hi guys, and welcome back to my self-employment series. This video is all about budgeting. I've talked about it a lot so far in this series, so I figured it was about time I did a whole video on it to help anyone who's thinking of going self-employed or is at the early stages of self-employment, just to be on top of your finances and make it work the best way for you as possible. So I'm just going to run through some tips, not of how to cut down exactly, because I think there's loads of videos on that already, but more how to manage your budget and how to get the most out of your money, because I think most people don't do that. Sorry people, but I don't think they do. Okay, so the first step is to go through your bank statements for the last 2 to 3 months. Don't do December because Christmas is bleh. Do maybe September, October, November. Go through your bank statements and I want you to highlight whether something was a necessity, like a rent, mortgage, bill, supermarket, food shop, that kind of thing. So use one colour for necessities and that will cover rent, bills, food. Use a different colour for travel. So whether you buy a travel card or you just get one-off travel, just highlight that as travel. Use another colour for luxuries. So if you booked a holiday or you bought a really expensive something that you have been eyeing up for ages, then highlight that as a luxury. And then lastly, highlight unnecessary items. So this is like if you forgot to take your lunch to work and you had to pop out and buy it, or if you bought takeaway coffee every day when you didn't really need to. So anything that you look back and you think, oh, I wish I hadn't have bought that, that was a waste of money. So highlight that as a set colour. And you can go further into it if you want. You can, if you buy a lot of clothes, you could highlight clothes another colour, or drinking, going out drinking, like just adapt it to your needs. Basically, you want to define what you've spent your money on and work out how much of it was money that you wished you hadn't spent. So the next step, once you've done that, is to decide where you want to cut down. So if you want to start taking packed lunches to work, or if you really like rinse your bills, like if you leave the telly on, leave the lights on, run the water when you don't need to. I mean, that's good anyway, because, you know, environment. So if you can cut down on your bills, just be careful. Like running water doesn't get you anything extra, so just don't do it. Use as little water, power, heating as possible. Only use it when you really need it, and just see how that will affect your bills over the long term. If you've bought too many clothes, then maybe set yourself sort of a 2 or 3 month shopping ban where you don't buy clothes, and just see if you can do it and see how it affects you. So yeah, just basically have a look at your budget and think, oh my god, I need to stop buying coffee, or oh my god, I need to stop going out drinking, and just see what you get from that. The next step is to set yourself budgets. So look at your monthly pay packet, or if you're self-employed, the sort of average amount you make, and write down your outgoings first of all. So that is necessities like rent and bills, fixed outgoings basically. And then set yourself a budget for food or house cleaning items per month. Think about what you spend, think if you can cut it down, and set yourself a budget based on that. Also set yourself an amount you'd like to save each month. So if you're like, oh, I can't save anything even though I feel like I should, then obviously once you've looked at your spreadsheet, you can cut out certain things or cut down certain things and think, yes, if I do this, I can definitely save £100, £500 a month, whatever it is for you. Write down what you want to save each month. So obviously you can pick and choose your sections, but I would go for necessities, which includes rent and bills, food, like supermarket food shops, that includes sort of house products, cleaning products, travel, luxuries, so that would include holidays, going out drinking or buying clothes, and savings. So set yourself budgets for all those categories, or whichever categories you choose. And then that leads me on to the next step. You need to decide what your luxuries are. Because spending £500 a month on takeaway coffee is fine if that's your preference, but if it's not, then that's where you're going wrong, because you could book a holiday for £500 every month if you wanted to. So write down what your luxuries are. For me, it's probably holidays, takeaways, and getting tattooed. So just make sure that your luxury budget goes on your actual luxuries and not just pointless, unnecessary things. So next step, when you get paid, the savings chunk needs to go straight in your savings. That is the most important point. Don't even look at it, just get paid and there it goes. So you'll be left in your account with all the other categories and the budget to cover them. So now what you need to do is track everything you spend. And I know it sounds boring and hard and whatever, but I promise you it will work. Just either keep your receipts or spend a half an hour, probably not even that, every few days going through your bank statement and just write down what you spend and which category it goes into, just to make sure you're on track. So after week 2, you can be like, okay, I've not spent much of this budget, I've way overspent on this budget, and you know how much you've got left to work with. So if it gets to week 3 and you've got no more money left for luxuries, then you have to have a boring last week and just read or do something else. You need to track. That is the most important thing, because then you know what you're spending and you know whether you're still on budget, and that is the only way the budgets are going to work, is if you are super hyper aware of what you're spending. So yeah, that is my budget video. If you need tips on where to cut down, that will depend on your individual situation. So I guess just look at everything you spend and see it, just brainstorm if there's a cheaper way or if you can do without it, and every little helps. So don't think, oh, it's only a tenner here. Every little helps, and that's a tenner that could go into your luxury budget or into your savings every month and add up. I just wanted to quickly add in that if you need to hardcore save, then scrap your luxuries budget and add it to your savings. And if you are saving with the idea of quitting your job for self-employment, then don't think about living within your means, think about how little you can live off. So live off as little as possible, and then anything you make on top of that, it goes into your savings for your self-employment journey. So yeah, don't spend the money just because you have it, see how little you can live off. So yeah, good luck and happy saving.